Welcome to the Michigan Travel Show, a kaleidoscope of stories about the people, places, and events that shape our great state.
Hello, my name is John Delkamp. In the next few minutes, you will see a videotape which documents the Ypsilanti Civil War muster, which was held in April of the year 2001. One of the goals of the muster is to educate people on the sights and sounds of the Civil War as they would have occurred in Ypsilanti and in the war 130 years ago. So sit back and relax. Enjoy the tape. In November of 1864, the 102nd United States Colored Troops from Michigan and from Canada were engaged in heavy fighting at Honey Hill, South Carolina. As early as November 11th, before leaving Atlanta, Georgia on his famous March to the Sea, General Sherman requested that an attempt be made to break the railroad line between Savannah, Georgia and Charleston, South Carolina. A successful expedition would prevent the Savannah garrison from escape, so a plan was devised by the Army and the Navy to destroy the line near Grahamsville. Entrenchments at Honey Hill, which had been suggested by General Robert E. Lee, had sat idle for nearly 2 years, but would now prove their worth in the fight soon to come. On November 30th, 1864, elements of the 102nd joined forces under General Foster at Boyd's Landing and began the march on Grahamsville, some 5 miles. But from the beginning, things went wrong for the Union. Time was wasted when the transport vessels had become lost in the fog. But once the 5,000 troops had landed, more time was wasted chasing Confederate pickets down the wrong roads. When the Army at last reached the Honey Hill defenses, they found the enemy ready and waiting with artillery and 1,400 militiamen, including men from Athens, Augusta, the State Line Brigade, and the 1st Georgia Militia, and the 3rd South Carolina Cavalry. The Union Army was sent into the assault in piecemeal fashion as its elements arrived in the battlefield. Not once was the full weight of the 5,000 troops applied en masse, and the consequence of this poor generalship would soon be felt. The defenders were thus able to constantly shift their men to meet each new attack with deadly results. Messereaux's artillery, known also as Battery B of the 3rd New York Artillery, had been pushed forward and was soon stranded for lack of horses and men, for they had all been shot or driven off. Here is the report of General John P. Hatch on the Battle of Honey Hill, South Carolina. Between 1 and 2 p.m., the 102nd United States Colored Troops reached the field, having arrived at the landing at 11. By late afternoon, it became certain that the enemy's position could not be carried, and whilst a moderate fire was kept up, arrangements were commenced for retiring as soon as it became dark. One section of Messereaux's artillery had been pushed closest to the enemy, had lost most of its horses, along with many of its officers and men. 2 of the ammunition chests on the limbers were blown up. First Lieutenant O.W. Bennett and 30 men of the 102nd United States Colored Troops were detached to recover the cannon and executed this in the coolest and most gallant manner.
There you go!
"30 men of the 102nd United States Colored Troops moved onto the field and with great effort and loss of life, they moved upon the artillery piece and drove off the Confederate defenders. And for their heroism and for their action, their lieutenant, O.W. Bennett, was awarded the Medal of Honor. An anonymous private of the 102nd had praise for his brothers in arms. "It is acknowledged without stint on all hands that our regiment maintained the steadiest line of battle and fought with the greatest determination of any troops on the ground."